Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Roadshow Roundup, number 15. And it's been 15 of the most fun nights I can really imagine of my life, especially due to the people on the screen, the laughing Trey Huntsman, the drinking Kevin Kulikowski, the dashing twins from California, Ryan and Justin Channels, and then Cody Krim, tie-dyed up, hat backward. Trey is obviously with the Kentucky Roadshow in Lexington, Kentucky. The Cali fellas, Ryan and Justin Channels, are from the California Roadshow, shockingly, in Sonoma, California. Kevin Kulikowski, New York Roadshow, Bronxville, New York, and Cody, obviously. There it is right there. Stand-up displays, baby. Shout out to Dan and stand-up. And Cody, California Roadshow as well. And then Cody Krim, obviously, Texas Roadshow, Mansfield, Texas. And Trey with his Buc-ee's. Trey told us before we got started that the Buc-ee's is open in Kentucky, and it's cause for celebration. Buc-ee's
Kentucky now.
Kentucky.
For the Kentucky Roadshow.
I like that.
Kentucky.
There's a sponsorship coming. There has to be.
There has to. If we don't get it at this point now,
we went at like
wrong.
2 a.m. the other night, and it's about 30 minutes from us, and it feels like daytime, regardless of what time you were there. It's like when you go to a movie and then you come out and it's like midnight. That's how I felt at Buc-ee's. It's like we pop out and it's like, isn't the sun about to come up in like 2 hours? It's the most magical place on earth.
It's like Vegas. They don't want you to know what time it is. They want you to just stay in there the whole time.
Are they pumping
There's no clocks
oxygen
or
in through the bathroom?
It's like, yeah, I was in a stall for an hour. I had no idea what time it was. I was just playing hand after hand.
I think you got sideways into a different area of the store.
You fell into the toilet.
I went behind this curtain. They were just playing mahjong and everything back there. I had no idea what was going on.
Mahjong. I don't know what that means, but I know that you guys are really busy. The shops, as we've tried to show on social over the last few weeks, are really coming together. Those that aren't open yet. Obviously, Trey and the folks in Kentucky, Dubs and Jimmy, are dealing with a whole bunch of new releases. I just want to throw this out there because what we're doing as a company has to be absolutely unprecedented, certainly in the industry and maybe in many industries. So we're building out 3 new stores that will open anywhere between the next 2 weeks and the next 6 weeks or 8 weeks. But we're also, the shop that we've been in for almost 2 years is expanding. And, oh, by the way, across the street and a few doors down, our corporate headquarters are being built. So a lot of stuff going on. I can't imagine any other company undergoing so much growth at the same time. Thoughts?
Well, some of that, Tracy, especially in the card world, is really massive just because I don't know that any other, for one, we've touched on this a lot. There aren't any other card shops that we're aware of that are expanding over different time zones. And then I don't know that there are any that have a corporate headquarters, and not even to mention one that's going to be as great as ours is going to be here in the next few months.
Yeah, I agree completely. And now that things are starting to move a little faster in all the shops, it's going to be just these next few weeks are going to be historic. And I don't use that term lightly.
The thought to put in a sort of apartment for shop owners and guests to stay in when they come to Kentucky, to not only add to the hospitality of it all, but to be able to do it from a business side to cut costs and to have things like that and to make it more personal. Like, yes, you work for us, you come here, you stay at the apartment. Like, that's next level stuff, at least from somebody, working for this company. I'm very proud of that. That's very cool.
Way to drop a Woj bomb there,
right?
With information that might not be public yet, and now we're just gonna have people asking to come and stay at the hotel and headquarters.
We can cut it. We can cut it.
Sheesh.
I just just even between us, I think that's a great.
No, we're live. We're live, Shaq.
We're not live, but no, that's a good point, and it's kind of the way Jimmy thinks of kind of. The employees are more like family. We all kind of feel that. We've all grown together as a family. And I would take a bullet for most of y'all. I don't mind telling you that. I'll let y'all pick which one I wouldn't. No, I'm kidding. But it really does now that, because when I first started, obviously you all have been here with the Roadshow for more than a year, 2 years in some cases. And so when I first started, it was just a bunch of empty buildings and this big idea. And now those empty buildings are building out into these real modern, high-end, welcoming destinations, shops. And now that's starting to become a reality, it's even cooler and more exciting than I thought it was going to be. And I thought it was going to be extraordinary. So I'm excited, probably not as excited as y'all, because y'all are in there every day, talking to your contractors, talking to the city, getting permits, getting delayed. So I know you guys are ready. So what's happening? Laugh it up, Kev, if it's funny. And
it's kind of funny. It is.
What?
Getting delayed.
Oh yeah.
Like, yes, you said a whole bunch of wonderful things, and then you threw the thing in there that nobody wants to talk about, or nobody likes, but all of us have experienced, except maybe Trey, because their build out of the extension is just going perfectly. But getting delayed, it has been a sore spot for all of us at one point or another. But look, we say this all the time with our BTS action. We're showing you everything, right? Like, these things take time. Delays happen. Global pandemic, this, that, and the other stuff. There are delays, and we're all experiencing that. But like, finish line is so close right now. So it's encouraging that hopefully, and I'm knocking on wood, hopefully we've all gotten past that stage and are now smooth sailing to the finish line.
I'll also say, Kev, part of this has to do with how big of a vision Jimmy has. And I think that if we were in a position to where we were just starting a card shop and that was it, and it was going to be like every other card shop known to man, we probably would have been done in like 2 or 3 months.
Of course.
But I think with how big of a vision Jimmy's casting over all these shops, it's definitely going to turn out to be, or it definitely has turned out to be, a lot more time consuming. But I think in the end, or I know in the end, it's going to be like that wow factor is going to be a part of all of our shops.
Yeah, and I mean, like, just to go back and touch real quick on one of the things that Tracy said, where like we're doing stuff that nobody else is doing. I mean, if you look at it, and this is something that it is a truth in the industry, right? Like, most people leading up until very recently, like, everybody kept their business very close to themselves. And it wasn't an industry built around playing nice and collaborating, right? And we've seen a change in that as newer people have come in and different sort of partnerships and agreements have been made. But like, we are on the cutting edge of basically a franchise, right? And it's something that we've seen other folks try and do to a degree. But now we're laying a blueprint, and I wouldn't be surprised if, when it's all said and done, we start to see other folks try and follow suit. And it'll be interesting to see, often imitated, never duplicated, right? Like, we're hopefully setting the bar so high that everybody else is just gonna do the best that they can. But it'll be exciting to see. But I think it might spark a bit of a change in the industry.
I would definitely think so. I wanted to touch on that too, Kev, because I think one of my favorite things, and the reason that we have a lot of delays, is we're doing very like you guys just said, we're doing very different things to these shops than the average card shop, and so much that each shop, we're saying we're adding the wow factor to each shop, but the wow factor in each shop is different, and it's going to be, each shop has its own personality, its own twist that reflects the people working in it. And I think that is something that is so unique and would be extremely hard to duplicate. Would be a place that is like, you walk into our shop, you're gonna be like, oh, this feels like the Channels Brothers shop. You walk into, and vice versa with all you guys. And it's like, and I think that is what's to us has been the most fun, is just kind of collaborating on this and making it really, our own. It's going to be like our shop as well. So it's really, really cool.
To piggyback off that too, the wow factor is extra things added on. The wow factor is extra permits or failed permits or different projects that need different ways to be walked around. So in our case too, our wow factor was, okay, we have certain things that we want to bring in or put down per se, and we can't have the certain leak or setbacks. If we want to put these things in, these issues need to be addressed, and then that comes with all the other things.
We're not cutting corners,
right? You're not cutting corners, so yeah.
Unless you need to cut corners to fit or lay down or whatever it is that you want to fit or lay down.
That's
whatever
right.
that could be.
That's right.
For another episode, but go ahead. Oh, you have an update.
Oh, yes. I mean,
hold on. I just want to say this. Say this. Like, this is an undertaking that's not for the faint of heart, and it's to do it the way Jimmy wants to do it, his vision. There is a significant outlay of cash that you have to put into this thing to do it the right way. And when you're doing it times 3 and you only have one store that's bringing in money, I mean, that is a grave concern. It's like we're so close now to generating money in 3 other shops, but we're not yet. And so, so it's not for the faint of heart in that sense. And you have to be.
That's the barrier.
Yeah,
that's the barrier. Right? That's why you see these folks who are just like, all right, we'll get there, but are just cookie cutter, right? And you go cookie cutter when you don't want to spend that money or when you can't spend that money.
Yeah.
And thankfully for us, and I think everybody, that was one of the things that Jimmy sold us on immediately, was that like he trusts us. There's a reason why we're on this team. And yes, sometimes our visions are going to cost a lot of money. And sometimes it's going to cost a lot of money because it's Jimmy's idea, right? Like he does this, he's part of the driving factor in this too. But at the end of the day, we are, and I can confidently say this, there are going to be 4 roadshow shops by the summer that are going to be destination locations and will be a must-do for anybody who is interested in the hobby. And then one of the things that I'm starting to tell people in my area who aren't really familiar with sports cards but are starting to hear the buzz is I want my space to be as much of a retail storefront as I want it to be an environment for people to learn about sports cards. Right. Come watch the baseball game Saturday afternoon. You see people ripping sports cards. Maybe it piques your interest. If nothing else, you hung out for a little bit with some like-minded dudes and dudettes, and you go home after the game, right? Like that's part of my vision for my shop, and I'm sure my counterparts over here feel the same way about it.
Yeah, Kevin, to add on that too, you said some of these are Jimmy's ideas too. I'm sure, speaking from our experience, but I'm sure everyone else as well, there's been ideas that we have. Well, what do you think about this? And he'll say, that's totally awesome, but let's take it to the next level. We could do that, but we could also do this. And this is like way up here, but it's like, don't think that the things that are way up here are unattainable, because let's do that. And that's one of those things that really is I think is going to set us apart as well.
Yeah. And it's also that it goes back to one of Jimmy's mantras of hire the right people that you trust implicitly and let them build the shop that they want for their region. And he really believes that. And he backs that up every time. But I'd be interested to hear from Trey, because Trey's seen all this stuff that y'all are going through and kind of what his experience has been like kind of in the almost 2 years that you've been running the Kentucky Roadshow.
Well, the biggest thing that I'll talk about is exactly what Kevin was hitting on, which is that environment and your vision for it being somewhere a place that people can come and sit and hang out, and it doesn't have to be about cards. Like that's what we sell, that's what we provide, but providing a place that you can come and learn. Like we did that today. We had a guy that basically we broke down the entire hobby for about an hour and a half, because he was getting into it and trying to understand it. The thing that I'm most excited about at the end. Yeah, I think so. I think he did. Yeah, but he's the best. He's the barber down the street. He walked down, learned about everything. He's like, I want to invest in this and this and this. And we're like, well, Yes, but think about it like this, and really trying to explain it to him so he could learn. The thing, kind of going to what everybody else says, I'm so excited for you guys to have your community, because you're building this mecca to have people come in, and you are providing such a cool outlet for everybody that's coming in there. Like, there's enough crap in the world, enough negativity, a bunch of that stuff. You are actually providing a place for people to come and be nothing but happy and relax and have 15 minutes away from everything else. So I can't wait for you guys to have your community and to really enjoy that.
Yeah, and the flip side to what you said, Kevin, though, is the roadshow approach would be the same whether they turn into customers or not, right? Because it's also a place that you can come and learn and hang out and watch sports. It's a safe place.
Right.
We know your parents, we know your grandparents, we know kind of your story, and you come hang out. You want to buy a pack?
It's
awesome.
always just an added when you put that work and then turn them into a customer.
No, that's obviously people want to collect, and they want to be a part of something special. And I think
because that's how you hook them too, right? You open your first pack, you get your first big hit. That's what everybody remembers, and I can tell you about cards until I'm blue in the face, but until you get that feeling of ripping into a fresh box or ripping into a pack and and hitting that monster, I feel like it doesn't get driven home, really.
Yeah. And there's a monster in all of us too, by the way.
Energy drink?
Well, for me,
for some people, definitely.
Potential sponsor?
Well, look, if it's not Buc-ee's, it might as well be Monster.
Can you get Red Baron pizza on that?
By the way, Craig, I got to ask, the barber that you guys educated today and spent some quality time with, is it the same one whose chair you were in earlier today?
No, I go to a salon.
What?
So.
A salon?
Yeah.
What are they paying you? What are they paying you in Lexington, bro?
It's a whole thing.
It's the perfect balance between Red Baron pizza and going to a salon. Like you choose
and body armor.
Yeah,
that's kind of me. It's like
checks and balances.
Yeah, like I've got to eat a Red Baron pizza off a napkin if I'm going to go get expensive haircuts once every.
Wait, how much is your haircut?
It's not that much.
Look at mine, dude.
Go ahead. You got to throw a number out. You can't.
Throw a number out.
It's only like 45.
My girl comes strong at Sport Clips.
I don't think that's bad.
Anna,
if you're like $45.
Hey, if you're what?
Yeah, it's like 45 out the door.
Okay.
I don't think that's bad.
That's what I pay a barber. Like that's great.
Yeah, like I feel like, I get the full shampoo, shave, like all that.
Oh, with a shave too?
Yeah, but Kevin has some. Cut his back hair too.
Last time I was in Lexington, I had a $12.
No, you need a weed whacker. You need a weed whacker for that.
If you want to cut and a shave, it's like $65.
Ryan, where'd you go get your haircut last time?
I don't remember.
Like Great Clips or what? Sport?
It was a local people.
I'm gonna tell you right now, wherever it was, I'm not going there.
Look at my girl Anna. I went and saw Anna today at Sport Clips. If you're in Flower Mound, and you want a good haircut, Sport Clips, Anna, she's awesome. Look at that.
Sport Clips is the new sponsor. Bucky,
that's clean.
That is. Next time you got to ask for a high top fade though.
Does she dye that?
Get a Roadshow logo and
dye that one little spot there too. For you?
I might mess around and do that for the national. Depending.
Actually, if your hair was a little longer, you'd look like G-Eazy.
I had an idea for the national. Can we do like the NBA entrances every day to the national?
Please. Honestly, if we don't have a ridiculous amount of pomp and circumstance surrounding our booth in some way, shape, or form at the national, we're doing something wrong.
I want to walk in and
pyro. Like, can we get pyro?
I can work that's
prohibited
for us.
It's not prohibited. You know a guy for pyro?
For confetti, I can get a good.
You can't fire off
confetti guy.
Yes, you can. They do it in wrestling all the time.
That's an arena. You talk about permits.
We rigged the national with Roadshow confetti.
Wait, can we hold on?
Everybody hits the deck like it's coming. It just hits the deck, and then the whole thing just blows.
Time out. Wow. Can we get a T-shirt cannon? Like a T-shirt gun and
somebody's doing a deal for a Justin Herbert RPA and they get nailed in the dome with a T-shirt.
I'm gonna go full Dwight Schrute and have the holster on my side and fire.
We just turned the CO2 canister like all the way up and shoot it to the Breakers Pavilion.
Wait, hold on. How much does
Just fire off opening day packs out of a t-shirt cannon.
Whoever bought the Vikings is going home with a Roadshow t-shirt.
Check this. You guys will love this because this ties back to Atlantic City. A little bit of old school knowledge, but it's probably 2001, 2002, whenever the National was in Atlantic City the first time in a long time. And Donruss, who I was working for at the time, had a product called Hog Heaven. And it was obviously like pigskin feel. All the advertising had a pig. And I think my advertising campaign was low in carbs, high in collectability. And it was a pig on the ad stuff.
That's amazing.
So for the National, I had this promotion where we made pig noses, snouts, and people wore them. And if you wore it and we caught you like a mystery shopper wearing your pig nose, you won a prize. And dude, the amount of people wearing pig noses at the National that year was next level awesome.
I love it.
So
I love it.
Can we do something like where it's like you dress up as like Jimmy or something walking around and then like we'll give you something?
With like
yeah,
Guys, we can get a t-shirt gun for $700.
dude.
Let me text Dubs.
Can you wait, Trey? Can you just start like casually dropping hints like every other day in the shop that
Just every once in a while, I'll be like,
next
man, you know
level."
what I could really use? It's like, just like a t-shirt cannon.
Honestly, if Dub says no, we should throw $100 in a piece, get the t-shirt cannon, and just wreak havoc at the National. We can bring Josh Giddey to shoot off the honorary first shot.
prank, bro.
And they just leaves. It's like we flew this man to AC, fires a t-shirt
20
cannon and leaves.
$20,000. We flew him to AC.
Really expensive.
If the NBA season's over, he'll be back in Australia. So it
But
might be
might
to get him back. We might have to figure out another time. Like,
I'll go get him. I'm gonna go there on my honeymoon next year. I'll go get him.
when are you getting that time off? Side note, like,
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I said,
you're just gonna leave
who's
your
gonna do all
shop.
this stuff?
Like,
I know he's gonna run the
Who's
shop.
going to do all the stuff in the shop? I'm genuinely curious.
Uh-huh.
I love how you announced that like it was the damn LeBron James decision, where you were like, "I'm going to Australia." Like, go.
Sorry
How many
for
you gonna
having
win?
to
Not
cancel
one, not two, not three.
personal touch on my Twitter.
for
And I immediately was just like, "Well, who's gonna run his shop? Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna need help."
If only
over
there were
there.
two of them.
Like,
Yeah.
that's not enough when they're doing the most money on loop. They need two people.
Right. We'll get a second person.
well, that's so cocky the way he said it too. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll get a second person.
Hopefully by that time you're up to 3 employees.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Kev, I think your comments were a lot better than your comments on my game used baseball opening at the game.
Dude, that was good for you that you spent money on that.
No,
Can you-
sweet balls.
Can you not look so disinterested when you're doing that? Like,
Right, that was like the most unenthusiastic, like
He was-
mystery box
you didn't
opening.
He just
You didn't
throws
even
it onto
give
the
the guy's
field.
first
Like
name.
15,000
He's
views, guys.
just
I
like-
thought we did pretty good.
could you not even know the guy's first
How you
name?
doing? Keep it moving. Like
He doesn't play on the
Just
team
passes
anymore.
it off camera. Like, that's why it was in the mystery bag.
You didn't know his first name, did you?
No, I do now. It's Derek Rodriguez.
All right, hey, look, it's Rodriguez, the pitcher, or whatever. Like, what does that mean?
He was
You're
he was-
bashing Pudge's son?
Yeah.
Wow.
that's
It's
just
It's got
disrespectful.
the most likes out of
man.
any reel we've posted. I thought it was pretty good.
Do you know
Yeah,
that's
because
Pudge's
They
son?
were sympathy likes. Listen, it was all I'm gonna say is after the road show's local news performance of the shop update, nothing you guys can put out is gonna top that.
Did you
So
like that
you
one?
guys
He
should-
thought it was too cheesy. He's like, you're not.
But that's
gonna
you
post that.
guys, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. But like, that's you guys.
What
And-
did you
and
say?
that's-
What did you
What?
say all those months ago? I was like, I'm worried about coming off too cheesy, and you're like, you're worried about that now? I'm like,
Too late.
Look, I'll tell you, I love you guys.
that
but,
was one of
like,
my favorite things
Y'all
that
are
he's
some
ever
y'all
said
are
to
some
me.
corny dudes. Like, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like I said,
Yeah, that's not. Look, the most important lesson you can ever learn is just be yourself. So
exactly.
if
That's
you're
what
going
the
to be
road show's
cheesy,
all
be
about.
cheesy. Embrace it. Like, yeah, you're a dork.
Somebody's got to
That's
do
okay.
it because it brings a smile to people's faces in the hobby. And
Hey,
that's
yeah.
what we're trying to do.
Not everybody can have
Also-
black walls and a black heart, Kev.
That's why I wear black
True.
t-shirts too. Well, that is a little slimming, but other than that, I mean,
You guys are gold-blooded, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
at least look, I have a little tally here that I'm keeping on how many times you guys call something special, and you haven't done it this episode yet. So I'm very impressed that we haven't had a Cali Roadshow calling something
Well,
special.
Speaking of special updates, we might as well start with California because now you guys are behind the 8 ball now because New York and Texas are rolling, dude. And like, I mean, I halfway expect in the next 2 weeks to have big, broad unveils of New York and Texas, and California's over there putting their thumb in the wall to fix a leak. I mean, what's going on in Cali?
Didn't you just he started saying he had an update and then never
Yeah.
gave
No,
it, right?
no. We do the and this was the special surprise. Put it down,
Yeah.
Kev. Yeah, it is officially on the way. It has been shipped.
What?
Yes.
What?
How much does it weigh? How much does the shipment weigh? Can you tell people that?
I think I can. Yeah.
Do you have the FedEx, UPS, or freight email?
All right, we're
that
gonna give
says-
you here. We're gonna give the weight while Ryan's linking it up. We're gonna give the audience the weight, and we're gonna give all these hints to what it is. Let us know in the comments
What you think it is?
interaction. I
Yeah.
love it.
It's an elephant.
I don't think it's. Where would I?
I don't think it's gonna weigh that much.
Oh,
It might
It's
be
a-
I don't.
a baby elephant.
It's
It's
a
a young
special
elephant.
baby.
Special element.
But
A baby shark.
long,
All right,
long
now hold on,
story
let's-
short, for our update, we are waiting again on the city to approve the new permit that's been set for the fix. I have been updated this week that all of the materials have now been placed in the shop. And shout out to the Kentucky Derby. I know I mentioned this on our team call earlier this week, but it's kind of like,
shouted out a race.
yeah, well, like
Dude,
all,
shout out to the horses.
all the
man.
horses are in they're all in the box there, and they're ready to
The paddock.
The paddock.
Yeah.
Chris
These guys
Paddock?
have never been to a horse race. Huh?
It weighs 11 pounds.
11 pounds.
No, Sean.
There's
no,
zero. There's
I was like,
0%.
No, you're getting like a.
It's a coffee table.
They're gonna-
All right, so it's definitely not 11 pounds. It's gonna be
it's
a little heavier than that for sure. But
a little bit.
basically, our update for this week is it's kind of an interesting one because it speaks back to what we were talking about earlier. You know, a lot of delays, but these delays are just they're blessings in disguise. I mean, we're going to be the third shop to open at this point. I mean, it's pretty clear. So, but it also has been very interesting, I know, for Ryan and I, and gets the creative juices flowing, watching Kevin and Cody going through what they're going through, and kind of using it almost as like a learning process too, being right there, watching all this unfold, all the little details, all the little last minute thoughts on designs and things like that have been really interesting. But like I said, the contractor has all of the people on the team ready to go at a moment's notice. We got in contact with our muralist to get that out and ready to go. Like, she's like, I just need a few weeks heads up, and then we'll get that scheduled. So it's been even better now because we've been able to kind of pin things down to where once we do get approval, which I've been told should be by the end of this week, then we can just get rolling. And really, there's only about 2 weeks worth of work. So yeah, that's all good things.
Yeah, I will say, especially seeing Cody's card bar being put in has kind of made me a little bit more patient lately. Just like finally seeing like real, like really cool progress happening was just like made me realize, like, it'll happen soon, and when it does, it'll look just like Cody's, and and what it is, it's a beautiful process, and it's gonna be really fun, and I can't wait to see that happen for us. So I've definitely kind of been a little more patient, a little more excited lately.
Yeah.
So it's been good.
And it does show you. Lastly, here it does show you just how fast it does go, because I don't know if you guys have seen on Roadshow Cards or Texas New York's Instagram. I mean, it seems like every other day now there's something new, or there's a new addition being pushed further and further towards that finish line. So, yeah, super excited for both of you guys.
Yeah, I know Texas, we got a huge day next Thursday in Texas. And by then, Cody, huh?
Well, I was going to say there's several huge days next week coming up for us.
Well, let's talk about them.
So the first one is actually to go back to last episode. The city was only a day late. They got all of the electrical approved. Power officially goes on tomorrow morning. Internet is Friday. Almost all the security stuff is done. And Monday is our scheduled final walkthrough with the city of Mansfield, Texas. And assuming all that goes well, we will be ready at any time after then to open for business.
That's pretty exciting. That's
so stay tuned to find out an opening date, hopefully soon, from Texas Roadshow.
Big thing.
And then Thursday,
we talked about all delays and all construction. Everything seems to have delays, so it would only make sense that something happens on Monday to delay us a little bit. But if all goes according to plan, we will be ready to open for business soon.
I know I'm going to post a picture here in a little bit on the Roadshow Cards account that Cody shared with me today. But when he says he's close, like he has a TV hung behind his card bar now, and the floor, dude, the floor seemed like it took like 6 minutes to put in. Like
they started. What day did we meet up there? And we met up there.
I think it was Monday.
So whatever day that was, they had texted me and said we're starting the flooring today. And then me and Tracy got up there sometime around lunch. I think it was like around 1 o'clock, and we got up there and it was basically done.
It was done.
That's crazy.
It happened fast, and the card bar thing took a little bit longer. But it's the cool thing about the card bar, and Trey knows this, and Kevin, Ron, and Justin will know this. That stuff's handmade, like premium wood. Like it's a true one of one, really.
It's all custom. Yeah, like you said, it's all custom too.
And then next Thursday, speaking of custom, next Thursday in the Texas shop, if all goes according to plan, there's going to be the installation of one of Cody's really special pieces that will probably, if you're wearing socks, they're going to be knocked off. So stay tuned for coverage of that.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before, but it is a show your slabs piece. And Corey from Show Your Slabs has been phenomenal to work with. Answered all our questions, helped with the design process, basically did the design process for us, took all that pressure off of us. And he showed us some glimpses today that he FaceTimed me, I'm assuming shortly after he talked to you, Tracy, but that I was just like, wow, I can't believe that it's going to be very, very cool. Like it takes a lot for me to get like very like in awe of something, but that did it today. I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like going to be even crazier than first imagined. So
will there be a special section dedicated to me on it?
There's not.
It's called the lifeblood section.
Shoot.
Tracy, will there be a piece of Trey on the?
Yeah, I was going to say there could very well be a piece of Trey. Dubs, Jimmy Mahan could be integrated into the final design. So stay tuned.
And the one and only Brandon Phillips, maybe on.
Ooh.
Nope.
It's next level.
Don't want to give too much away, but
you talk about things that no other shop in the country has. This will definitely be one of them, and I am Josh giddy with anticipation.
So it was also, and Tracy, was also cool today, and Kevin, I'm sure you've noticed this, and Justin, Ryan, I know that y'all have seen this for sure, and it has seemed like for the past like 3 or 4 months straight, it's just been like a tornado has ripped through my shop. Like you can like there's always bits and pieces that are moving. Like, oh, this wall's new, this wall's painted, the tiles down in the bathroom or whatever. But like today, I walked in and they had finished up 98% of the shop. They had swept it all up, vacuumed it, and I just walked in and was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like a totally different building." Like, so that being said, I can't express how excited I am to get through this next week and a half, and hopefully come out on the other side of it ready to get open.
Trey, you were going to say something.
No, it was kind of in reference to something else. You're good.
Oh, okay.
We can go back. We can repeat everything we said.
Yeah, we can. Your stuff has staying power, Trey. I want you to speak up. Or
Cody, that it gives me
Or
goosebumps hearing all that stuff. Like all the everything looking super shiny and nice.
Sounds
and
real special.
Getting ready. No, maybe, but
oh no, it's special.
Okay.
It's way special.
Yeah. Just because I can visualize that same feeling for each and every one of us, and I'm sure Trey's already gone through that of just the oh my gosh, there it is. Like everything that we have thought of, everything that we've been working towards is now right in front of us. This is really
that is a good question I have for Trey. Trey, when you started in Kentucky, was the Kentucky Roadshow already built? And yeah, that's the first question.
Yeah.
If it was, and you just came into an existing building, how cool it must be for you to kind of oversee the expansion next door.
Actually, so when I came in, I was going back and forth between Lexington and Louisville. And so I'd be there like 3 days, back and forth. I was there. I got to help put in part of the floor and carry in all the stuff and help design it and everything. But the expansion now, getting to live in it for 2 years and kind of getting to understand, okay, so this worked, but this didn't. So let's move this around. Let's plan it like this. Having the hindsight to be able to design the new expansion and then move things around in our shop and really be able to make it kind of like, I want it to be like a singles paradise. Mm-hmm. Like I want weird random singles that people can go through all the time. And now that we're hiring more help to go through collections and all that here, we're going to have a lot more singles in our shop. And we're going to be able to create really cool ways for people to look through boxes and look through singles and cool places for people to sit. And that's why being a part of this expansion has been so cool, because we're getting to help our community even more to create new ways that they can come to our shop. And the expansion can have new couches and new tables and a coffee bar, and really trying to make it when you want to come, like when you come in, you don't want to leave. You want to be there from 12 to 6 every day. So getting to do this, the expansion, it's been awesome. It's a completely different ball game, though, for sure.
Yeah. And Singles Paradise, by the way, is a very underrated Coolio song. I don't know if you guys
I'm entering the portal. I'm out.
I can't wait to go to Singles Paradise. I'll tell you that.
I think
living in a Singles Paradise.
Yeah.
Hey,
Cody,
that's only Justin among us.
That's the name of my new apartment in Sonoma.
Hey.
So what I was gonna say is, as Trey was talking there, it kind of made me think, and I jokingly talked to Chase about this, but I may do it. I want to put a sign up like one of those. I want to make like a custom. Do y'all remember, at least from you as in elementary school, but there would be like these emotional things. It would be like,
hang in there,
or
like
whatever.
a cat like hanging from
like
a rope.
Garfield would be hanging in a.
So I want to do like a mock-up of one of those, and just figure out what to put on there. But for me, and I think I've said this on a couple of times, like in the past, is like, for me, I don't say this in a negative way, but I didn't come on a roadshow to deal with construction workers 24/7 or contractors or whatever. I came on knowing that was part of the gig. I came on knowing that was part of the gig and welcomed it with open arms. But this is not my forte. And to be quite honest, there have been multiple days where I've just like wanted to pull all my hair out because it's just been so frustrating. And I know we have so much more work ahead of us, even after we get open. But for me, like, selling cards is what I do, and I welcome those problems and being able to problem solve those things and come up with fun solutions in the shop. But I can't emphasize enough how like I'm so emotionally ready to have a card shop where I can go in and I can work on what I love to do, which ultimately is obviously why I came on the Roadshow, because this is a dream job. It's a dream opportunity for me anyways. And, you know, something that I obviously haven't really ever been able to do as a career path. And I'm so like thankful to Jimmy for offering the opportunity, and very much looking forward to finally getting able to like open the doors of my shop and do that, as opposed to like talking with contractors and city workers and city officials and all that 24/7. So again, I want a huge shout out to Jimmy for making all this possible for all of us.
Yeah.
But I can't say how excited I am to finally be like on the precipice of opening.
You used an SAT word. Nice.
Opening.
We've got a little more experience under our belts now, though, dealing with contractors and construction lingo
And I can't express how much I never want to use this experience ever.
A parapet wall. I didn't know what a parapet wall until I started talking to Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's a
I
video.
still I didn't know what it was, to be quite honest.
There's an educational video on Roadshow, and you can use that experience, Justin, in the singles paradise known as your apartment at some point.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
speaking of being emotionally ready, I know Kevin is emotionally ready to share his shop updates.
I have a lot. I just have a lot to say. Being last and getting to hear all that, I want to start by saying that, listen, I talk. It's what I do. You sell cards. I got the gift of gab. I want to start by saying that Trey Huntsman, sir, you're really giving me Vinny Chase vibes with that new haircut, and I love it. Entourage, primo. So I'm gonna start with that. Second thing I'm gonna say is Cody just didn't want to do work. He just wanted to like just have a custom card shop built for him. Okay.
He was part of that 50%.
Like, let me know how that turns out for you.
Hey, Kev, I'm more than willing to put you over construction projects for Roadshow in the future if you would like.
I'm good.
We'll get our construction rep on that.
Can we call up our construction rep?
We do. Although when David finally sees my construction bill and realizes the outsourcing percentage that they're charging, because he said to me on the phone the other day, he was like, "Oh yeah, contractors usually charge like 4 or 5% for like the other work that they get, in or whatever." So then I was like looking at our contractor bill, and it was like 18%, and I was like, "Yep,
Ours is 25."
Okay, so good. You guys.
So you're not the bad guy.
He'll be more upset with you
Ken.
guys than me. And Cody, not to pick on you, it's really exciting to know that your dream was to have a card shop. Mine was to be a lawyer, a sports agent. That didn't work out, but
you married one.
It's all good. She's not me, but yes. So that's where we're at with that. Shop updates.
There we go.
We have a very big week this coming week. On Wednesday, the 18th, we are getting our impenetrable bulletproof glass installed in the shop. And I'm very excited for that. And that is going to be like the major last step, because then David will stop being paranoid and allow me to like buy things like a TV or a couch to put in the store, because as it stood, we were not allowed to have anything in there.
Bro, you can't get like pins.
Right. And so I'm so happy to be able to just be like, David, we are secure. Can we buy a television or whatever else we need? So I mean, that's coming. Our card bar has a target date of June 1. Everything, as far as I know, is still on track with that. It is going to be a monstrosity. We have moving parts coming in 2 different directions for that one, and the horses will stick with Kentucky Derby references. The horses are moving at 2 very different speeds. So we need one of those horses to speed up to catch up with the
Just
other one.
one.
But
Just
listen,
one. We just need
just
one horse. To
just one horse needs
meet
to
us
just
halfway, man.
move a little bit, like one business day faster. Like that's all we need. But
Please
it's coming.
take our money. Please take our money. That we're
Right,
trying to
and-
give you money.
This sounds like me with trying to get a sign installed in my building.
It's similar. It's very.
It's
It's also one of Kevin's like landmark special
signature. Yeah. I mean, it's a monster in the making, and it's the one thing that I have learned just in this process and with my new contractor and construction degree that I have graduated this experience with is I have never met an industry where people are just, it takes so long for them to take your money, right? Like you literally have money, want a job done, and it's like, oh, okay, like we'll take that in 12 weeks, and it's just like, why? So that's another frustrating thing that I know we've all dealt with. But yeah, New York, I mean, I think once that security glass is put in, everything else is going to be tiny little things after that. So hopefully by the time we're on our next pod, that'll be installed, and we'll be a week away from a card bar.
Yeah, and I know, Kevin, I kind of surprised you by posting your sketch photo of your area, but I really thought that provided a glimpse of behind the scenes that you've never seen that in a shop that's opening up.
Right.
A sketch, and I'm assuming you did that sketch for your own reasons, but also to show your contractor kind of what you're thinking.
No, I sent it to you, and my contractor hasn't seen it yet. We're not.
He needs to follow Roadshow Cards on Instagram. First of all,
no shot. Like probably not. Because
not
whenever
very nice.
whenever like I'm like, oh, if you're doing something big today, like let me know so I can do it on the Instagram. Like I can do it on Instagram, and then like 4 days later, he's just like, oh, sorry, I didn't get your pictures. Like I'm just
real
okay.
quick, I want to not to take up your time, Kevin, but
Go ahead.
I have a funny story about that. So my contractor, I was talking to him, and I'll be like, hey, now he's used to it, but like when I was like, hey, we have a marketing guy that works for us. He's gonna come up, take some pictures, videos, so I can put it on social media, whatever. This is a guy who full time builds out commercial buildings. And he was like, you're the first ever person I built a commercial building for that is capturing content during the process. And it was just like not even card shops that aren't doing this, but like businesses that are missing out on, it's not free content. We're paying a very handsome sum to get.
Hold on.
But it's just like, man, like there's so much content to be had that.
Oh yeah.
At the very least, I think it's one of those things that we're all going to be able to look back on in like 5 to 10 years from now and be like, do you remember that time when Kevin was building his building and he sketched it out on his iPhone? Like just stuff like that I can see in like 10 years us looking back and it being a really great moment for us.
Yeah, content is king. Man, that's a lot of fascinating updates, and we haven't even gotten to new releases this week.
It's a big week too.
I know, which are a hotbed in Kentucky right now. Trey, what's up on the new release front this week?
Crown Royal was really popular today. That was good. Moved some of that.
What's that at price wise?
It's I've got it just below $5, so it's up this year for sure.
So it's only like $4.
Yeah, it's Steal of the Century. It's just a little bit more than Topps Big League. But no, it was pretty solid today. I think I'm into I can't remember what case number I'm in. I think I'm into my second case right now. So It was pretty solid. Tribute looks great. That's one of my favorite releases every year. That looks really solid. There's one more today. Which one? What am I?
Dynasty F1.
Diamond Kings.
I didn't get that, but I got Diamond Kings.
Donruss baseball, I think.
Diamond Kings is a hot seller in Kentucky.
Yeah, people do like it there. Let's
it's a great
see.
set to build.
It is.
I don't know if I've done anything since Court Kings. Court Kings has been popular. Let's see. I feel like I'm forgetting
National Treasures?
Bowman.
Oh, Bowman's. Oh, yeah.
Bowman has been awesome. People have really liked it. I mean, it's a strong checklist. So, Yeah, NT was last week.
Mhm.
Jimmy, of course, hitting the Mac Jones.
Dude, what a pull that was.
Cool.
Crazy.
That case was insane. So that was fun. And then I think I have 2 boxes left for sale in the shop. So it's been pretty solid.
Yeah, and then I think there was one that the channels wanted to mention too.
Yeah. So I think kind of slides under the radar every year, but it is pretty stacked. Is the Tops, the duels, the dual auto boxes that it's the online exclusive, and I think this is the second year it's come out, but every box has a dual autograph, and then there's a few base cards, and one of the base cards is numbered in every box for $150. And then if you sign up with a new email, you get 10% off. So,
all right.
Yeah. Dynamic Duels is the name of it. And
Batman.
exactly. But for the checklists on those are pretty loaded as well. So there was I know there's like Tatis and Machado, Ichiro and Ohtani. I mean, just to name a few, like Andy Pettit and Mariano Rivera, Jeter's on there.
Like Trout and Harper.
Yeah. All those guys for at $150 a box. I mean, the product sold out in like a few hours. So
yeah. That's awesome.
Can we do a little fun exercise, a little on the spot, no thought about it, to close or to come close to our close?
Yeah.
Speaking of dual autographs, right?
Yeah.
If you can put any 2 people, it could be outside of sports, it could be a non-sport, on a dual autograph, who would they be?
Do I get to keep the autograph?
You would get to keep it. You would never be able to sell it. So it would be valued at 0. It would have to be something you'd want to keep in your collection forever.
I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is Eminem and Dre.
Ooh, I love it. I'll jump mine because it's also in the music. I would want Paul McCartney and John Lennon.
Solid.
Brad, what do you think?
Yeah, you got me thinking with music now. Because my
damn, is anybody gonna pick sports?
Well, I think mine's gonna be music too.
Mine already exists for sports. It's Curry and Kobe.
I know. That's what I was going to say. Like a lot of the sports ones are already done.
Fair.
Curry and Kobe are my 2 favorites. Like not even close. And that card already exists. So one that doesn't exist, like if we could do anyone that doesn't. So John Bonham was the drummer of Led Zeppelin, and then I'd probably do him, and then the drummer of Rush, Neil Peart. And I like just a dual either cut or something, because John Bonham's autograph is ridiculous because he died so young, so it's like impossible to find.
So this is a little out there. This is this is Justin, by the way, for everybody, all of our listeners on Spotify who don't know.
His middle name is Edward.
My middle name is Edward with EDWARD, just in case you were wondering.
Thank you.
Is there another way to spell it?
Right.
He goes by Ward.
Yeah. I think as a history major, somebody that I always thought was super interesting was Galileo. And I know it goes back there and you can get like cut autos, but just to get like a pioneer of human history, to somebody that actually looks at the stars and existence differently, would be really cool for me. And plus the math and the science and like just there's like the I forget, there's a certain term for it, but people that generationally or like change human history kind of thing, those people that take the next leap forward. So him, and then I gotta go with Al Davis. Just win, baby.
Galileo and Al Davis.
And the award for the most random dual auto
But if
of
you
all
want Derek
time.
Carr and Cleopatra, baby,
But if you want to talk about something that like I would really value as a history major and a diehard Raiders fan, Galileo and Al Davis. I'm not
that
kidding.
was the question. What's
That
your
would be the
dream dual
coolest
auto?
thing.
And that is
You
that
want my
is-
Like when
Yeah.
Jordan would have the dual autos with like J.R. Giddens on the other side.
I am going to go ahead and enter the portal with Trey now. So
Yeah. Congrats. We're both heading out. I think mine, if we're doing history, I don't know if anybody's watched Band of Brothers. I would probably do something with that because there's so like Dick Winters and some of the guys that were on that. Music would probably be like Johnny Cash and like Eric Church, something like that for my country stuff.
Cash and
But,
church, it goes together.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good wrestling tag team.
But mine would be
Tiger.
like Tupac and Biggie would be a cool one too. For
Oh
doing
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
Biggie and Suge Knight or something like that.
Mhm.
I think that'd be a good mashup. But I don't know. Something probably with music.
You guys got me on the history. Like, imagine a triple auto of all.
Oh no,
three
it's just duels. It's just duels.
No, we're triples are for the next episode.
We're doing booklets.
I was gonna say,
Doing
imagine
booklets now.
all three great pyramids of Giza. You got all the pharaohs.
Oh,
That'd be pretty insane.
Pharaoh
then
Munch.
Moon Knight.
That sounds pretty backbreaking.
And you can make it a quad and put Pharaoh Munch on there with him.
But King Tut.
Who hasn't
Cody,
answered the question?
you feel like chiming in?
Oh, I already know. Yeah, me. I was just waiting. I've actually wanted this before, so I already know the answer. But Walt and his wife Lily Disney is what I'm gonna go with.
That'd be pretty awesome.
I tried to look into getting a cut of Walt for Emily. Yeah, we wouldn't be getting an engagement ring.
He's got a
Maybe
great
you can
autograph,
give that
too.
to her as the engagement ring.
Do you have
Either
one?
that or like a flawless card or something like that. I don't know.
Do I have one?
Yeah, a Walt Disney auto.
No, but I have the Walt and Mickey rookie from like the 30s, like the little
Nice.
cigarette like mini
Yeah.
shirts. So most people don't know that that Mickey Mouse is actually Lillian Disney's idea. So that's why I love that. So basically I love more than even just Disney World, which me and Kevin are both huge Disney World fans. I love the history of Walt Disney, and part of the history is that Universal had just screwed Walt Disney out of his first original cartoon idea and hired away all of his staff. And on a train ride after that happened, his wife invented Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and then he obviously was more successful than he probably would have been under Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, which was the idea that was stolen.
We're going to Disney this weekend. I can't wait.
That's
We're
awesome.
huge.
What parks are you going to?
I've only got 2 days, but we're doing Epcot for the Flower and Garden Festival, and then Magic Kingdom on Sunday. So
Nice.
it's gonna be cool.
Going to
We're gonna
Disney in 2
just miss
weeks,
the
right?
Guardians. We're missing Guardians by a week and a half
Yeah.
or something.
I'm going for the Guardians opening.
Really?
Kevin will be there.
All right.
So we'll see what kind of when that is.
I would have been there, but it's really close to my opening, and I wasn't sure how
Yeah.
that was going to over.
That's why I was pushing for Cody's opening to happen first, because it's Jill's 30th birthday on the 26th, and we're doing Disney for that week. And so I was like, oh yeah, Cody can go first.
They're gonna have all the world kitchens out while we're there too. Which is gonna be
the
awesome.
flower and garden is so much fun.
It's the
You
first
guys are
time
gonna
I've
have
gotten to go for this.
You
I'm
guys are
pretty
gonna have a great time.
I can't express how much fun I have at Walt Disney World.
Me too. I'm a Disney adult.
It's the most
Emily
I've ever
is-
seen Cody happy and
Oh,
smile.
it's one of the only places I am happy.
All right. On that note, thanks everybody to listen to the.
It's
one more thing.
in Disney World. Those are the
One more thing. I know one place that I'm going to be happy this weekend is at the Fenway Card Show in Boston, Mass. Me and Kev and Jimmy Mahan, perhaps you've heard of him, are going to be at the inaugural Fenway Card Show, and with Chris Costa putting that on. It's going to be, I think the kids say, a banger, or it's going to slap, I think is what some kids say. So stay tuned for content from that show. And I love you guys. I don't mind saying that.
Love you.
We have Dallas the following week, Tracy.
Yeah, Dallas the following week.
Tracy,
And
I'm probably coming.
yeah, that's yes, I get to see Trey and Indy next month at the Midwest Monster Show that we're supporting. And next week is the Dallas show and another big event that Trey will fill us in on soon enough. But love you guys. Love everyone watching and listening. We appreciate you. And let's do it again next week. What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Go Warriors.
Oh, hold on. Real time update, just real quick. Bucks 108, Celtics 107 with 6.3 left.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's live.
Okay, bye everybody.
Hello, everybody. Tracy Hackler back with what has to be considered my favorite segment that we do on the podcast as a standalone. It's Jimmy's Gems, joined by the patriarch, the legendary, iconic Jimmy Mahan. He is our founding father, our leader in this roadshow venture, and he is a wealth of information, of mind vitamins, and so we bring him on Jimmy's Gems to talk about some of his favorite cards and the stories behind them, but also to get a little bit of life wisdom from Jimmy. So, Jimmy, we've talked so far in Jimmy's Gems. You had some college basketball stuff, and then you had some Braves Acuna stuff. So, what is in store for episode 3 of Jimmy's Gems?
Well, I will say I like mind vitamins. That's great, by the way. But I've got another Acuna one just because I think I said it last time. I love him more than some of my cousins, but I got a really special one that came in today, so I got to share it. I'm so excited. And then another, a different Kentucky one, and one more extra one on the side. But so first, I'll do the big one first because I'm so excited about this card. So I think like the most iconic recent baseball rookie has got to be the Trout, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like at least in the top 5 is the Acuna 2018 Topps, because it's one where somebody says, "Oh, I've got this card," you can picture it immediately. Like as soon as I got the Mike Trout update, you know what they're talking about. Like Ichiro is big, but it's still, you got like, wait, do I know that card? But so I've been trying and working on getting a lot of the variations of the Acuna 2018 Topps rookie, because I feel like it's one of the iconic rookies.
Yeah.
And that's a very hard task. And this is the Memorial Day.
Oh, wow.
Camo to 25.
Oh, wow.
And it's got a little soft corner and all that, but that card is a difficult card to find. And just to have one of them, and then he came back this week and he hit a home run, and then he hit another home run the next day, and it was in the Hank Aaron throwback jerseys on Hank Aaron weekend, and I was like, oh, it's just, I'm freaking out. They're putting those jerseys up for auction online. I'm in there like refreshing and bidding, and I don't care if it's a Ron Washington coach's jersey. We're gonna win one of those jerseys.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna happen.
Wash should be a good one to get too.
Dude, that's your Ranger guy, right?
Yeah. Is that the one that just came in today?
That came in today, and
so what is it? As a dude who had
the black to 67.
Okay.
Debut. But I'm trying to chase down a bunch of these. The Father's Day, the Mother's Day, the Independence Day. Good Lord. It's like, can we just have some less holidays? Because this is a lot of work. But that's pretty awesome to find that Memorial Day one. And I don't really care if it's got a ding corner. Like, just finding it. Because a bunch of these actually were in hanger packs. Trey thinks this was in a hanger pack. And I adore that card. And whoo. So
as a dude like you though, Jimmy, you've got some really legendary trading cards in your collection, worth way more money. So when you get a card like that you really want, that might not break the bank, what's the response like when you first open it and hold it?
It feel like I always envision what I'm gonna do with it, because I like to put cards on display. Because to me, it's about, and we've talked about it before, where it's the memory, right? It's what you were. I always tell people, cards are the perfect intersection between sports and history. Like, even if Acuna pulls an Andrew Luck or gets injured or just quit, it doesn't matter. I remember going to the World Series last year, and he wasn't playing, but he was earlier in the year, and we don't get there if he didn't play. And that feeling is so good. And when you do these chases, which so many people know about it, and then I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to try and get as many of these variations as possible, and they're going to be all in my house on my little card shelves, and you're going to see them all together, and I'm thinking about that, and it's like, oh, I can cross this off the list. I'm not looking to resell it ever.
Yeah.
It's just going to be the coolest display. And, I got the infield dirt from one of those games, and I'll put that up there. Like, it just turns into like an Applebee's eventually, right? You can see my house. But that to me is that response is, wow, a cool piece of history. That's always how I think of it. And
That's
especially
cool.
with a card that iconic, it's become that iconic. I got bigger Acuna rookies than that. I mean, that's not small now. It's
Right.
not. But yeah, like to me, it's the history of it, and that just always warms my heart.
You know, and it really underscores the true beauty of trading cards and collecting is that no matter how much you have, when you get the next one that you want, the feeling is still like a kid at Christmas.
It changes every year. It doesn't. There's never a final destination. I love that. I love that get to this point. Think of a guy like a Nat Turner or somebody that's got. You think he's done?
No,
not at all. And it's none of us are. Nate at Grand Slam is a great friend. Like RBI looking for LeBrons, Andy looking for Jordan inserts at Indy Card Exchange. They're not stopping. We will all be. I hope we're all in the same nursing home when we're 89 or 90 and just going back and forth because it'll be a trip.
Oh, that would be phenomenal.
Oh my gosh, that'd be a card show. But to me, it's like when people say, "Oh, you can play golf the rest of your life." Yeah, you can, and you can do this the rest of your life.
Yeah,
and there's never not a new guy that you're like, oh, like who came in the shop today, Oscar Sheboy.
Yeah,
to know him and the kind of man he is and his heart. And it's like, man, I'll sell LaMelo balls all day to go get Oscar Sheboy 101. Like, I don't care. Like, I want to collect that guy because of his heart. And I'll do that until the end of time.
Yeah. And that's an even more special connection than just being a fan is when you get to know these players, some of these players on a real personal level and get to know their hearts and their heads. You even want to buy more of their stuff.
Oh my gosh. And it makes it tricky. People always ask me, they'll say, who's your favorite Kentucky basketball player of all time? It's like, well, like who's not Tayshaun Prince? Because I got to know him and I love mastering. I might have loved watching guys play longer than won titles or Anthony Davis, but like I know Tay. And he's a wonderful human being. And it's like, yes, and he was great too. Kentucky won a title too, but like, and in the pros, but it's like, you can't uncolor that from your mind. Like, that's my dude. Like, he's number one. And then kind of the other number one is Tony Delk. Oh, now I've got to know Tony. Okay. How do I do this? So, and it's like this, like that was my next gem because I always like to do a big card and also one that like doesn't break the bank. So that is a Jamin Davis.
Nice.
Standard. And he did a signing in the shop and he was a guy that came out of nowhere and went in the first round last year. And he was such a kind man. He came in with his mom and all that, but he was unbelievable in Kentucky for a year. And then he had, I think, an okay year in Washington. I hope he does great. But rookie gold standard, which is always a beautiful card.
Yeah.
And in his Kentucky jersey. And I was like, that's to 25. So it is rare, but it doesn't break the bank. And it's like, there's that emotional connection where it doesn't matter your budget. There's something you can find.
Yeah.
And that's always out there. And yes, everybody would love to have I'd love to rip cases and cases of national treasures. But even if I can't, and I certainly couldn't when I was a teacher making $20,000 a year, I would collect this.
Yeah.
Not about necessarily always being able to get the best stuff, which I understand that I have that ability more so now. But I can't get a LeBron exquisite rookie. So, but I could always go find, okay, this is my lane right now in life. I'm shooting to get up to the big boy lane, and I'm going to work real hard to do so. But it doesn't mean I just not do anything. I'll collect my Kentucky guys. And I can look through a book of when I was 19 or 25 or whatever and see all these wonderful press pass Kentucky cards of guys nobody's heard, Rodney Dent or Travis Ford or whatever. And I love it. It brings the same smile to my face as opening that Acuna did today.
Yeah, no doubt. And also what's also true about the passion for the hobby is sometimes we get a card of our favorite player, and it's not so much the card itself as the gesture from the person who gave it to you. It's like,
yes.
And you look at that card and you instantly remember that day that person was nice enough to gift you or something.
No question. That actually happened in the shop today. I gave a guy a card that he almost started crying, and it's going to his 6-month-old son. He just had his first kid, a 6-month-old son. And he's like, and he just couldn't believe it. And he was a diehard guy, had great cards and plenty of money and all that, and he just couldn't believe it. And it's like, it's okay. I know that's an expensive card. Yeah, it's this means more to me than the cash you would give me.
Yeah, no doubt. And
on that same note, this was the other one I just was going to throw up there. This is, it's hard to see there a little. It's signed by Daisy Ridley and oh my gosh, I just forgot Finn's name. What am I doing? Boyega, John Boyega.
John Boyega, Daisy Ridley. Your name, one of your Great Danes namesakes, by the way.
That is right, Daisy for Daisy Ridley. But I didn't buy this. A follower on Instagram, one time I panned across some of the cards on my desk here at the office, and it showed a bunch of Star Wars stuff. And I told people that my Dane was named Daisy after Daisy Ridley because I think Daisy Ridley is swoon. And he got this signed at a convention and just sent it to me as a gift. And he's like, I hope this is good enough to make your office desk one day. It has not left my office desk since, but signed by two of my favorites from I absolutely adored that card and stained glass. Oh, and he was watching. I was working on the stained glass initial innovation stained glass basketball set. Mm-hmm. He said, I wanted to get you a different type of stained glass, and it's the stained glass Daisy Ridley and Boyega. I'm trying to show it's a gold auto.
Wow. That's a beautiful card, man.
It's a little tough.
That's a beautiful card.
And it's like that, it goes exactly to what you said, where it's that moment when I opened the mail and this wonderful man sent me that card. And I didn't know I wanted it. I didn't know it existed. It didn't. He got it signed. And it'll never leave. It'll never go anywhere. And I sent him a picture. I was like, it's on my desk. It's never leaving. It'll be on this office desk next time you're in Lexington.
And that's it. Like you'll remember that feeling and that memory from now on.
And that's the thing about the gyms and what we talk about doing this is it's the gyms. Yes, in terms of expense, I get that. But it doesn't always have to be about the cash value. It's the emotional value. It's the mental value. And I just love showing those because I got stories for we could do Jimmy's Jim's 18-part Ken Burns series.
Well, maybe when we have enough of these filmed and in the can, we'll do like a little documentary on Jimmy's Gyms. Because Jimmy, I know you've got countless stories. One of the many reasons I love you. One of the many reasons I'm honored to be side by side with you in this crazy venture we're doing. And thank you again for another fascinating episode of Jimmy's Gyms, man.
It's always awesome. I love it. And it's about to be crazier. You know that. We're about to have a lot of fun.
I can't wait.
Next gyms will be fun. We'll do that from on location at a special place.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. Jimmy, thank you as always, brother. Have a good night, and we'll talk real soon.
You got it, brother.